A lot of us have the dream of making a studio out of an office in a bedroom of our apartment. But as you can see, there's just pretty much flat walls in this room. Your ceiling fan on. If you want any light, it's super harsh and bright. And the windows are not very soundproof, allow a lot of sound through, and overall just not a very good experience. However, how can you change that? Well, I'm glad you asked. Welcome to my studio. As you have seen in other prior videos, one of the ways that I first started with the sound is putting up some weather stripping in the door here. And this creates a really good tight seal around the door. However, it does not account for the floor, but it significantly helps. Like, I'll just close this door and sometimes when I pull it open, the wind will kind of adjust itself. The second thing is having these curtains, which are about 2-3 inches away from the wall, and these act as both a barrier for lower frequencies, which is typically called a bass trap, as well as allows the sound to be reflected, because that's what you want. You want a good sound reflection area, especially when you come towards kind of what we have here. And this is our backdrop. As you've seen in multiple of my videos, we have our spotlight to give it some nice color. We have some of our books that we are meaning to read, a vinyl, my typewriter, and then also my Marshall amp. And these all both give a really nice view for the backdrop, as well as create irregular shapes for your recording. Because, as I'll show here, you are recording from here. And so you want whatever is behind you to not be reflective when it comes to sound. And so when you look directly back at you, you have all these different sound treatments. You have a large black curtain on the side. You have the one in the door. You have all the different shapes of items on your backdrop, as well as the dresser. You have the carpet on the floor. You have the very irregular entry of your doorway, and so it's not flat, because flat surfaces often are the worst at reflection. And we also have here these are actually storage bins, and then underneath or inside of them holding is lots of different shaped storage containers. And so what happens is the curtain itself that I have up here is semi-breathable. It's not a complete super thick fabric like a blackout curtain. And so it actually allows some sound through, and with those irregular objects inside of it, blocks a lot of that sound. And this here is our window. Don't mind the cat. Stop. Thank you. And it is currently stuffed with a mattress topper, which dramatically helps keep out the outside noises, and it also makes your room darker. Uh, but and that's also helped with the blackout curtain in front of it as well, because that also cuts off that. It makes it irregular shaped, and it cuts off the really flat, easy response curve that could be happening. Other thing is we do have an HVAC up here, and so what right now it's not on, thank goodness, because otherwise it's really loud. But what do you do about that? Well, I'm short, so I just take my cane. Come on. And I just beat it. And then maybe. There. Nice and closed. It's a little janky, a bit of a system, but I can barely stand for a long time, so much less climbing on here. And then trying to close that is not ideal. But yeah, and then for as recording, I have my condenser mic here. I also have my dynamic microphone here. And then I have 2 monitors. My plan for them, or I guess final plan, is that this monitor here will be kind of more of my monitoring monitor. So I will have my recording software up there, which I typically use OBS, which stands for Open Broadcast Software, I believe. Everyone just calls it OBS. But then to have it here, have it up there, as well as then have my music or other music sheets down here. And what's really nice with using something like OBS is that it allows for the Droid Cam app, which then allows me to use my actual phone as a method for recording the videos. And that's really helpful because that gets me a high quality, much more high quality look. Like right now it looks great, but once I actually start this, it will be really grainy for some reason. I don't know why. I think it's my computer does not have enough processing power for it. Because like it'll have a CPU usage, and it'll ramp up to like, I've seen it go up to like 80-90%, and that's not good. And yeah, but that's what I typically use for my YouTube recording. The Droid Cam app is excellent, especially since you can just purchase it once, and then it's just linked to your either Google or your, I think it works on iPhone as well. I don't know that for certain, but if it is, regardless of which one it is, it's connected to that account. So if I were to get a secondary phone, which is kind of my idea, just a cheaper one with a good camera on it, I can use that as my webcam and allow that to both adjust horizontally and vertically and be able to get a really good shot, especially with this lower light. And yeah, that's pretty much my whole set. I have really invested a lot of time and effort into making just everything here kind of work and function. There's a great article I will link that I was using when I was starting to research and figure out how to do this better. And obviously it has everything from like home studio to you want to build a professional grade studio. So it has all the information there, which is really, really helpful because that's not always the easiest thing to have. And yeah, I hope you find this kind of tutorial very helpful. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. And I will be more than glad to answer them. Thank you so much. Bye.